get a shot.
Hey man, I know you just put up to the bar, but we closed.
Come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on.
You look like you need a drink, man. I hate to tell you this, man. We about to close.
So you need to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but you nothing the bar closed that soon.
Okay, man. I don't know what else to say. I got this show half my age at the crib. I'm trying to get to it. But last call was 10 minutes ago.
You know what? It's all right. Don't even worry about it.
All right. Tell you what. I'm gonna get you one drink. Cause you look like you need
one drink. I can do one drink. I can do one drink because I really did. Yeah.
Hey man, anything, man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend right now. Or no. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
I tell you right now, I gotta see Craft already over there trying to get with it.
It's New Year's, baby, you know.
I see.
I'm feeling it too tonight.
It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be another one of those nights.
It's gonna be a bonanza year, baby.
Say it again, speaking into existence.
It's gonna be a bonanza year tonight.
If y'all don't know what that is, boy, it's gonna be a glorious time.
Yes, sir. All kinds of wonderful events. Take us to the next level. Operating Kingdom tonight.
We're about to change it up now.
Yes, sir.
All right, I gotta get back to us. Craft, how you doing tonight, man?
Man, I'm doing great tonight, bro. Just excited about this turnover. So happy to get rid of 2016.
Man, how you just gonna kick 216 in the curve like that? 216 wasn't as bad of a year, was it?
216 kicked me to the curve.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Sound like it wasn't a good time.
Well, you know, it was a tough year.
It was a tough year.
Yeah. A lot of learning curves and a lot of bumps in the road, but you know, I stayed faithful, and
there you go.
Here we are in the last moments, the last hour of the year, you know.
I tell you what, well, I'm starting this show off again with Craftmatic in the building. I have my mom, Fanny Hungerbrook, in the building.
Yes.
She said she ain't getting on the mic to say anything, but again, her blessing me with life alone, bringing me into this world. I definitely feel like this will be a great honor to have her to sit in, be a part of what we do. And again, what we trying to do is impact, reach people, and talk a little bit about the show, what made it get it started, and where it's going in 2017.
Absolutely.
Because again, it was just a start in 16, and that's why we're doing this show tonight. Again, from this 11 to 12, bringing the new year with you guys, giving up our time to give back.
Absolutely.
And that's what we've been doing since we started this show, because we trying to make impact in everything we do, not just in 16, 17, but in everything we do in life and everybody that we reach and we touch. Because the one thing I noticed, everybody said they enjoy when they come.
Yeah.
That means we're doing something right.
And listen, I'm experiencing lots of people who are watching the show, giving nothing but positive feedback. And one lady told me today at my job, she watched the show, and she was like, you know, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Don't nobody really talk about that stuff. I was like, well, that's our edge, you know. That's what we do.
Cutting edge. Because one of the cutting edges was when it came up with the name Bar Talk with Jay. What made me think about it? A lot of time people go to church for healing, and a lot of people that don't want to go to church for healing, they used to go to the bar. And a bartender, while you're laughing, bartender was a good way of communicating their problems out.
Right.
Because one of the things with alcohol, it does not make you tell the truth. It just turns your filter off.
Right.
Because you get more relaxed and you don't always think about what you're going to say. Because normally when you're sober, you think what you're saying. You don't want to talk too badly to a child, so you got to think what you're about to say to make a better impact.
Right.
But see, also you're thinking about what you're going to say to what kind of influence. So we normally think some things through before we say it. Some people, some people just speak and they say any old thing, which is not always good. But I like to say when you start drinking, you pour out, and when I say you pour out, you also emotions come out.
Absolutely.
And that's why a lot of people at the bar start talking kind of crazy, slurred,
Crying.
but then emotions come out.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of laughter, and that's why I definitely want to keep the laughter in what we do, because it can be hurtful a little bit to get to the emotions, but we gotta get to them, but we get to the root cause.
Got to get to the root
There's
cause.
a lot of problems going on.
And you know, what I'm also experiencing in people's feedback is they've never had a place to have these type of conversations. They've never had a resource that maybe can bounce some relationship ideas off. You know, sometimes when we're talking and we're sharing our stories or our experience or our beliefs and opinions, that it gives other people an opportunity to reflect. And that's one of your favorite words. You're always talking about reflection.
Remember me.
So yeah, absolutely. So you know, this is a almost like a mirror. It's a reflection board. You can look into a world that maybe you are a part of, maybe you're not a part of, maybe you are yet to be a part of, meaning that you're yet to experience that trouble or that thing in your relationship. And when you do, you will perhaps have already formulated an opinion about it. Maybe you can talk about your experience. Maybe you can change your mind and change your experience. So I'm real proud of this show, and I'm proud of what we're doing, and I think we're opening minds, we're opening hearts. I remember one particular show, Jay, when we were talking about we were talking about what's those relationships, those long-term relationships where people never get married. What was that?
You trying to talk about me again?
No.
I was married, so I know you weren't exactly talking about me. I was just saying.
Common law marriage.
Yeah. Oh,
when we were talking about common law marriage, I had a moment like.
I got in trouble for that.
Did you?
No, this common law. They thought I was really like for common law order. We wanted to do it as a conversation.
Right.
They was like, oh no, you want common? Nope.
And we have to keep that clarity that
Thank you.
what we're talking about doesn't necessarily reflect who we are.
Thank you very much.
It just opens the door for conversation and reflection. So you know, that's the essence of this show. It's about giving people an opportunity to hear maybe a new idea, or maybe it's an idea that's real close to you, and change your mind about it, or make up your mind. That's what's really happening. People are having problems, but they're not addressing the issues.
There it is.
The issues are there, and oftentimes they're the undercurrent of their whole relationship, but nobody ever dives in and talk about those things. What happens when your spouse cheats? Why would your spouse cheat? You know? What is the essence of relationships? And we have hit on so many of those relationship subjects that you can't even really give a summary, because every 2-hour talk is just filled with all kinds of wonderful ideas about growing in the area of relationships. So we're doing big things, and it's only going to get better. 2017 is really about building our program, and let me tell you folks, we have a list of topics that is going to really, really get to the heart and soul of what you're dealing with in your relationships. We almost want to create a manual, a book, just something that will really give you a full-scale reflection of your relationships. And Jay, in his expertise, always asks these crazy questions, and with
That's my job.
devil's advocate and
Gotta
all
do
that.
it. Gotta do it.
Gotta do it. We gotta have it. But I'm real proud of what we're doing here, and we've got a long way to go,
Yes.
and we've got a lot to share. But we are most certainly dedicated. I am very proud to be a part of this show, because I was invited by Jay, and we hadn't known each other very long. We just said, hey, I see something in you. He said, I see something in you. And so we put our heads together and really started focusing on his vision. And of course, my vision is still yet to come to light. But, he's already given me the authority to put together another show. And,
Yes, sir.
To really talk about consciousness and building people's minds and helping people overcome hurdles, and just really focus on attaining greater success. But this show is going to hit, going to hit the big mark, man. It's going to hit the big mark this year. I mean, our goal, let me just go and share it with the world,
Why not?
is that we
They
get
want to know.
we get picked up by FM radio,
Why
and
not?
we become celebrities in the radio business, and maybe get paid lots of money, hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars.
Speaking into existence, Craftmatic, say it.
But we both know that the money is just the byproduct.
That is true.
You know, what we really focus on is helping people. And, you know, I can't say any more about that, man. We're doing what we came to do.
Man,
and we're going to continue that until the end of time.
You hit that over the head, but one of the key things that you mentioned is the authority to do your own. Is when I notice when people come together, it shouldn't just not be beneficial to all. I seen a quality in you that I did not have, that I felt was impactful, and the world needed to know. And a lot of times people want to use people to get to another place, and they don't want to help. It shouldn't have to be that way. And I really like to say that's the brokenness in a lot of us. But guess what? It don't have to stay that way.
Right.
Change your mindset. So how about when we work together? So you work with me to get my vision more seen, and then I'm working with you and you get your vision. So now we going down this road. And a lot of times, even if we go our own way, we work to get to where we was at.
Absolutely.
So it's not played and later on I always see people go so negative because of how people feel they was done. But when you're more honest, more upfront, and you give more of what you want, you can get more out of where things gonna go.
Absolutely.
And you got to be a good-hearted person.
Right.
I felt your heart when I met you. You was passionate, but you was doing it for a company. But I felt your passion in how you was talking to me, and you trying to win me over to do more things with the company. But what you didn't understand, you was winning me over as a person that's spiritually understanding where it was coming from. So that's why we stopped talking about the business, and we got back to personal, because I seen your passion and your voice where you was going, and then I found out you had a lot behind you. That's what we don't do no more. We don't find out what's behind the person.
Absolutely. And it's hard to do that nowadays. Speaking of relationships, because, you know, ultimately that's what we talk about. It's hard to get to know people nowadays. Everyone has a wall. Everyone is kind of on the take, seems like. There are people who will misuse information. You know, you share one thing with them and they take it the wrong way, or, you know, you could have easily taken me as a threat, or you know, that I might use you, or any of those things. So there was some magic that happened between us that we'd like to see happening more in the world. You know, I work around 40 people, and I see them every single day and know very, very little about any of them. And so I think that's a common denominator that's happening in the world. We really should take more time and communicate with the people who are with. But you can't communicate with people you don't trust. It just doesn't happen. And because there are so many people who can become adversarial, that you have to kind of keep your world to yourself. And you know, that's unfortunate in nowadays, but you know, the good book tells us that there will be days like this, and that, you know, we're going to have to, you know, we're going to have to bond with those who are like-minded and like-souled, and those who aren't, we're going to have to push them away. So
preach.
Yeah.
Right there from 16 to 17. Go ahead, boy. Craftmatic still be putting it out there.
And another thing.
What?
No.
I tell you,
I'm hurt by that, Jay. That's one of the things that kind of bothers me about the world. You know?
Should.
Because I grew up in, you know, I always tell you folks, I grew up in a very loving home. You know, hug and kiss mom and dad before I go to school, and when I come home, and when it's time to go to bed, and when dad comes in from work. You know, we loved and cared, and we talked emotionally to each other. And then when I got to the real world, I was kind of hurt, like, oh, people aren't like my parents. People aren't like my family, like my grandmother and my uncles. They aren't loving, and they aren't giving, and they, you know, those people just used me. They just took advantage of me. They just want what they can get, you know. And so I just don't understand a world like that. Actually, I do, because of my educational training. Is that if you've never learned it, you don't know how to express it. And that's what's really going on in the world. If you don't come from a loving home, you may not even understand love when it comes at you. And I know I've had that happen with a number of women in my life. that I'm loving them and I'm pouring in, but they can't see it as loving them and pouring in. If I don't love them in their language, then they don't get it. You know, even my ex-wife, as much as I loved her and I still love her, that she was one of those people that they call it acts of service.
Mm-hmm.
That if you're not doing something for her,
Mm-hmm.
then it doesn't equal love. So I could give, I could say kind words, and
Mm-hmm.
I could, you know, do those types of things. But if I wasn't, you know, helping her in the house, or if I wasn't buying her a gift, she need an act of service in order to experience love. And I didn't see it that way. I'm like, I always got to do something for you to see love. Come on, got to be something more to the world than that. But you know, long story short is I'm really saying that we got to get back to caring, like you always say.
Right.
We got to get back to caring
Back
about
to
people.
caring. Ain't that like, to me, when you really look at going back to caring, going back to what you're saying, it's about changing your mindset.
Absolutely.
And that's what I really feel like 2013, 14, 15, leading up to 16.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going into 17. Is a lot of times, if you don't change your mindset, you tend to repeat what you do.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people are going to make New Year's resolutions. They're going to start them right now, and they're going to start saying what they're going to do. Okay, that's fine. That's
Mhm.
speaking.
Mm-hmm.
But your mindset to what you really want to do has to be the main things that change for your actions to start making change.
Right.
For you can start moving in a different direction, because we tend to do the same. And I'm hearing New Year's resolutions. And don't get me wrong, I can't say if they're going to go through them or not, because
Mhm.
that's not me. But your mindset, just to speak it's you got to have a change of mindset. You can't keep doing what you're doing and expect something different,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the craziness of what I see today. I want us to get to a point where we actually change our mind, write it out. I think that was one of the things I got from you, Craft Man. Yeah, we rub off on each other.
Write it out.
Is write it out, and that way you can see it,
Right.
for you can keep your mind focused, for you can continue your change.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like that step is one of the steps that's missed. Because I noticed one of the things that you brought to my attention, by writing it out, you can see your successes. Okay? And that's what's really going to end up making you successful.
Right.
But what I really like about it is you will remember your successes when you run across a stop situation.
Right.
Because I don't like saying failures. But when you come into a situation that's not working out for you, your mind focus on that, and if it gets all your successes. So when you're down on yourself because, man, that other job didn't come through, or the show didn't get you where you wanted to be because of your mindset of time or frame, I forget where I started
Mm-hmm.
and all the successes I got up to this point. And it'll get my mind back off of that pity, okay?
Yes.
Because we are our worst critics.
Yes.
But it gets you back focused to what you need to be doing. Because one of the things I really do believe is a lot of times we want something we're not ready.
Right.
Okay? So we jump in feeling like we are, and then you wonder why things don't work out. Back to that formula, 409. Okay? It takes 408 failures before the 409 came out. Well,
Absolutely.
you can't just jump into something and it don't work out and you just give up. I mean, I'm sad to tell you, life don't always work that way.
Absolutely.
It might get you by, and a lot of times you just stay in it, okay? But sometimes you got to step back because you wasn't ready. You got to get the process. You got to get your mind right.
You got to get your mind right. See, I think, again, what's happening in the world, kind of the culture of the world now is everybody want, instant coffee success, right?
Yeah.
And success never comes that way. Success comes through a process of repetition, and in repeating, you have failures, but in every failure, there's a learning curve, there's a strengthening of the spirit, there's a building of the character. And so it's like building a muscle. You can't just work out one time and have big muscles.
Oh, okay, okay.
It just doesn't work out that way.
Bigging with me again now, girl. Talking about me.
But success doesn't work that way. So when you say write it down, what you're doing is you're reminding yourself of what you want. You're strengthening your spirit. You're building your belief system and your faith. You're understanding more of your direction and where you want to go. And you're declining what you don't want and accepting what you do want. And this is all mental processes, So what happens is, and with the New Year's resolutions, people will say, this is what I want. And I do believe they genuinely want it. But what happens is, as they start taking action on it, that all of the old stuff is going to come to the surface. And they're going to have to throw away the old behaviors. They're going to have to throw away the old ideas and the old belief systems. I can't do this, or I failed last year, and this is the 5th year in a row I've made this particular resolution, and so all of a sudden, all the doubt and all the fear and all the worry is going to start to come to the surface of the mind. So you got to retrain your mind. You got to renew your mind. That's what the word says over and over again. A renewed mind creates a renewed life and a renewed experience. So as you folks get ramped up to focus on your goals and your desires for this year, the most important part of your goals, I guess in the past, I say the old paradigm would say the most important part of your goals are your actions. But I would bid to you in the millennium that the most important part of your goals is changing and developing your mind. Because you got to change your mind to change your behavior. Right?
Yes,
Behavior doesn't change on its own. Behavior changes as a result of a changed mind. And so you got to find a way to renew your mind. The most effective way to change and renew your mind is through the Word of God. There's no other way. You know, the Word of God will set you straight. It'll fill your mind with right action and right ideas and right understanding, and give you peace and give you strength and confidence and love and all that you need to accomplish your goal. But for those people who haven't gotten exposed to the Word, find a way to get there. And if for example, if you don't get there, then you really need to find some ways to introduce new ideas to yourself. You got to start reading. You got to start developing yourself. You got to start developing your mind. Even if you just read stories of people who've been successful in your field of endeavor, whatever that happens to be. There are no new things in the world. There are no new concepts, new stories. All you got to do is repeat, and what you're ultimately trying to do is repeat the strength and courage of people who came before. And that's a building process. So get into your Word, start reading books, listen to tapes. There's hundreds, perhaps thousands of success videos on YouTube. I watch them and listen to them all the time. It's one of the ways I keep my spirit up. It's one of the ways I keep myself positive. I come home one day from a tough day, feeling, kind of beat up by the world. I'll put on one of those positive affirmation, videos, and it'll just remind me that, what, I got to stay focused on being positive. And so my mindset go from here to here in a 5-minute video, right? But if you don't get that before you go to sleep, then guess what happens? You sleep wallowing in your nonsense, right?
Okay.
You sleep wallowing in doubt and fear, and you might even have some bad dreams as a result of it. So, I'm a mental scientist, so, I talk about this stuff freely and developing your mind, and I believe that it is the single quality that is holding humanity back from its greatest potential, is developing our minds and developing our faith and our strength. We got to develop the inside before we try to create the outside. And that's just the way the world works,
And y'all wonder why I brought him on the show. That's why, right there. I mean, it's so interesting because, again, when you brought it to my attention of your powers, because I like to say you like Superman. you have some spiritual strong powers. And what I liked is I never wanted to take your strengths. I wanted to see what I can do with your strengths to help you in your way, because you are a powerful person as is. And I felt like when I met you that you were dynamic. And then when we matched the rest of the team together, how impactful we all were. And I thought, how ironic. But one of the things that I really appreciate, and I can say it on the show, is you mentally helped me along the way as well. So for me to sit here and be like, another reason why I brought you on the show, I have to say, because I know how much value you can add to other people's lives, because you added to mine. So
Thank you, Jay.
for me to hear,
That means a lot.
well, I've been doing this and I've been doing it, I had to have help too. And that's why I sit across from the woman that also gave me mental help. She's quiet tonight, but she's not quiet in life.
Right.
She made big steps. So as quiet as she sit right now and sip on her drink and bringing in the new year with me, and I'm blessed for the years that she's been here.
Yes.
She gave me nothing but encouragement. When you talk about a hero, it's in front of me. And when I tell you, you know, a lot of people look up to a lot of different things. My mother is my biggest fan because, again, she never gave up on me. And when I say break every chain, she broke them for me. So I had a free mind a long time ago. So when I hear people are enslaved mentally, you know, with strong people around you, you can break that.
You can break that.
And she broke it for me.
Yeah.
Now, I have to give thanks to her because I recognize it, because I never thought I was thinking that way. She's like, yeah, baby, because I didn't never treat you like that.
Right.
I gave you love. And with the love she gave, that's all I knew how to pour back out of, because what was given. But again, you have to get back to that. And you got to get the mindset to be able to get back to that. So I don't judge no one, and I don't want to say because of our relationship, that's where I'm at. Everybody's life is different. But I have to give gratitude and respect to my mother for all the things that she did do on air, off air. And I like to say that we need to get back to giving that kind of love to our parents. Because again, they sacrifice so much, and a lot of times we are so about self and what more can we give that we forget to give back too, because they sacrificed for us for this reason, just to be doing good.
Absolutely.
So my mom hears my vision, she kind of sees my vision, but you know, it's not clear because it's not all the way. But her whole thing is, baby, I just believe in you.
Yes.
Now that right there gives you the power and encouragement to see it through. Because I felt like Noah's Ark. I'm gonna tell you, when you started, I'm building the ship in the middle of a desert and it ain't raining, and all y'all out there playing.
Right.
Oh, you can say what you want. I felt a little retarded. Say what you like, but that's how life is. Now, how God works, are you gonna see it through, or are you gonna quit and go play, or are you gonna finish building that ship and understand the rain is coming? I told you, but it's up to you. Now, most of us want to follow their friends. Now, I'm not judging no one, but when your friends don't lead you where you want to go, it's because you gave up on what was really kind of told you. So my whole thing is just watch who you run with, but understand what your path and your mission is. Because when I started this, did I see it all the way through? I had a vision. Well, guess what? I had to stop looking with my eyes, close my eyes, and envision through my thoughts.
There you go.
And then I had to touch on the good Lord, grace, to understand it ain't gonna come quick. But when it comes, it will come with abundance. But will you see it through? And I'm not gonna lie, it seemed like everything was thrown at me, but I won't give the devil the power. I will only tell you, faith comes with challenge. So guess what? Can you get past the challenge? Can you get past the obstacles that's in front of you?
Absolutely.
Now that's a difficult task, and I can't give y'all all the answers, but I can tell you giving up is not the answer, because he gives you the strength. So do you want to learn and use your strengths, or like most, give up? And that's why I need you. That's why we come. Craig, help me, brother. Charismatic. Need help.
I've been on this kick for probably about the last 6 or 8 months. I was sitting in my living room at my whiteboard, and I was thinking about, you know, what am I going to do to help people become successful, and, you know, what's going to be my teaching, and talk about my book, et cetera, et cetera. And one of the things that came out of my mouth at that time was one of the greatest, I guess I'll say the most underappreciated quality in life is leadership. Because there's not a single person who has ever been successful, not a single person who has ever been successful who did not have somebody behind them, coaching them and guiding them, loving them, supporting them. You know, you look at the NFL players, I mean, their parents have started when they went to Little League games and was at every practice, and was at the, you know, the parent conferences, and was putting in money and support. So it always takes support and leadership to be successful, and that's what you've had, Jay. You've had support, and that means so much, man, to the whole process of being successful. You know, so you know, sometimes folks, you know, when you're focused on a goal or a dream, you need that right hand man. You need that person to stay in your corner. It may be your spouse, it may be a brother or sister. Most of the world is going to be against what you're trying to accomplish. But if you got one or two people in your life, man, you need to hold them close. And you need to tell them about your dreams, and you need to cry on their shoulders. You know, those are the things that help us overcome those hardships as we grow into success.
And you also know, you know, we talked about that in many shows. You know, you can evaluate your team.
Evaluate your team. We keep saying it over and over.
Because again, some people ain't gonna be playing on the court. Some people just gonna be your fan.
Right.
And one of the things that people said a long time ago that I want to remind y'all, sometimes you gotta take them haters and make them your motivators.
Right.
So everybody that hate on you, I like to say an analogy. I always say, they might not like you, but speak my name into existence.
Right.
Because they might say, well, what is he doing? But keep speaking on me.
Mm-hmm.
Keep talking on me. Because I'm trying to do something in a positive light when I see negativity all around me.
Right.
So when I say take your haters and make them your motivators, make them speak your name. But give them a reason to. So this ain't World Star, okay? This ain't that kind of fight.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this is a fight for our lives. And I want us to get better, do better. I got a special guest in the building tonight.
Yes.
Came to me as a young man as a blessing. This young man came in, gave me a quick poet. And in that poet, I was wondering where he just came from. Now, this is a blessing to me that comes because everybody don't just send me an email and a tape. This one came with my son. And my son had him over. They was playing pool, having fun. And he sat down and engaged me in conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Never asked me for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to know, motivational speaker, can you tell me more about what all you do? And in conversation,
Mm-hmm.
he let me know he was a poet, and he told me a little bit more about what he do.
Right.
And it just made me be like, okay, that right there is interesting. But not just interesting. He gave me a quick poetry, and I let you hear it real quick craft, and it was only like 2 minutes in it.
Ooh, it was awesome.
When I tell you he hit,
It was awesome.
he hit.
He hit.
But guess what? He was just sent. I didn't know who he was, but the man knocked me over the head.
Right.
Where I felt like young people are fiending for more understanding,
Mm-hmm.
and they're hurting just like we are.
Right.
So
Even more sometimes.
all day long. So
Don't know the direction.
no better way to introduce myself, Durham. Welcome in front of the mic.
Yeah, how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
We doing
what's
real
up,
good.
Durham?
That's a very, very good privilege to be here, I guess, to bring in a new year like this. Who would have thought, you know?
Who would have thought?
You know, that what I had is what he wanted, and we made it mix. So, this is my poem to you guys. It's called The Necessary Truth. It's by me, Derek G. How far we came. Just think about it. How much has really changed? What, from Marvin Gaye to Rick James? From a cassette to a 6-disc CD change? Come on, y'all. Only nations and laws change, but the history stays the same. As the world sees it, we're laborers for another race whose only place was to make a profit and not take up too much space. Education is said to be the way. For what? To move up in the United States, but the textbooks lie to us and tell us that the Great Pyramids is not a part of our race and that we were just slaves shackled and chained. But from what I understand, that Africa was civilized while Europe was still in the barbaric days. And look at today. Still shackled in gold chains, designer names, showing the pressure from slavery days. Hell, most motherfuckers still got the slave master name. Over 400 million strong today and still don't possess the power to unify on the world stage and use our senses like nature intended instead of useless niggas and bitches. Our ancestors were kings, queens of empire, art, culture, and literature. Noble, Malcolm X, Garvey, King, all whom seen the picture and noticed what was missing. Shit, simple. Lack of conduct. Black people just don't listen. Now it's more like survival of the fittest. Some Willie Lynch type shit that we took from the pages itself. It's almost like our race hates itself. So quick to kill our niggas with guns, drugs, or petty differences. Or to judge our fellow man to congratulate and understand that, you know, we as a people must take a stand and break this mental barrier and accomplish more greatness, just like any race did. And that's it. And that was the message for my kings out there, you know, because no matter what society and Western world tries to make you out to believe that you are a king, you are what they envy.
Yeah.
And we're more powerful than what we think. And I just hope my message get across. Yeah. Not every young person is out here trying to trash the world. We actually, you know, taking a look at it and realizing this is the place where we have to live through all the economic hardship, the atomic war, through everything. We still have to raise our kids here.
Yes.
We realize it's no longer the 70s, and
Yes.
we need to get back our traditions and values, at least plant some more seeds for those same old tradition and values.
Yes.
Like, and that's it.
I tell you what, now you see. Wow, appreciate you for
fire, man.
enlightening
That's
the world.
fire, man.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm telling you right now, man,
That's fire, bro.
when I let Crab just hear it for a minute, I knew Crab was gonna love it.
Yeah.
But I said I wanted to show you that again, the poets today still have that power, even in the young. He gave you something that I felt heartfelt when he just gave it, and I'm like, you said to me as a blessing,
Right.
and he's like,
Thank
what you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? And I said, hold
Thank
on,
you.
bro. Come on in. I talked to his mother.
Mm-hmm.
Let her know I'll be sending this directly to her. Because again, what he gave me, I'm proud enough to put on here. And again, that's how blessings work. And that's how this radio station works. So again, I cannot say I can support and put everybody on.
Oh yeah.
But what he was speaking fits what I'm doing. What he's saying is true, what I stand behind, and what we spiritualize. So again, I'm trying to get people out there so they can be heard. Because we all need some good things to listen to.
Yeah.
We need to be inspired. And
Yes.
things like that, I'm promoting.
Absolutely.
I'm pushing.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't know what more to say, because when I see my boy Kraft smile, it just lets me know, hey, we on the right way, because spiritually he let me know quickly.
Yeah.
If it
Oh,
fit, don't fit, because I need help along the way as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So this is a
Yeah.
team here.
I mean, one
Yeah.
hand definitely washes the other. You know, we definitely understand that concept as a race. You know, we don't get one thing did without the other. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, if everybody can agree on the same concept, I mean, there's no reason why we as a people shouldn't be able to move mountains. And I mean, with that being understood, you know, still, I still don't play ball by what I preach, but I mean, it's a new year, and I'm trying to. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always going to be a work in progress. That's
Yes.
what life is about, right? But I'd like to say thank you for that word that you shared with us,
You're
because
welcome.
it was super powerful, bruh. And as you were sharing it, I'm like, man, how can this young brother really understand the struggle to be speaking so powerfully on it? You know, I'm
Oh,
talking.
yeah.
You're talking about years and years of stories and names and people who were our inspiration. You coming up with all in your poem, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out
touching on
like
it.
where you get all this knowledge from. It must have been poured in you.
I mean, when you take a look at, you know, where you've been, it's kind of easy to know exactly where you're going and
Right.
how you want to focus on it, how you want to take an approach to anything in life. You know, whether you want to play chess with it or checkers, it's your choice. But you the one that's gonna have to dance. You know, in the end. So
Yeah.
I mean, if we can all just get our bearings and go and lay some foundation down, and all of this stuff that's not about to matter, so our kids can inherit something. You know. And Larry Hoover say real gangsters go to the pole. I'm sorry, I gotta repeat that.
Right.
And if you care about your community, you such a, you know, down for whatever, man. Like we down for some change, you know, down for
Absolutely.
down for things that aren't socially accepted. No matter who likes it, don't you worry about it. I know somebody like it. Ain't that on the next Friday or Friday after next?
Right.
You know, like long as somebody else like it and content with it, it's fine and it's good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Let me just say this to you, young brother, because I'm really taking a liking to your whole spirit.
I Appreciate it.
that we were just talking just a few moments ago about the value of leadership. And I'm just sharing this with you. I'm just imparting kind of a piece of a message that most of the people around you aren't as conscious as you are, and aren't as aware of some of the setbacks and the problems and the challenges and even some of the obstacles that they're going to face. I got a feeling you can see some of the obstacles that they're going to face. And so for those who can't see, they need people like you to help them see.
And you know what? My legal last name is Guider. So I'm here to guide you.
Boom.
That's how I look at it. You know,
You gonna drop that all later?
Right.
Like, yeah.
So I say,
What's your nickname?
I mean, it's
MacGyver.
No, just Guider.
Guider. I like
Guider.
so it sounds like the Lord
But,
moving.
but
Yeah.
if I see anybody, you know, like just in today's world, you know, like they taking a threat to you or whatever, you know, it's just somebody that you don't need to be around and invest your time in. It's not like the whole, you don't give a bad name for everything, you know, it's them individuals that you pick out that you know not to mess with, and you know where your time go with that gonna wind up. You gonna wind up paying for it back later, or you gonna wind up paying for it then and there. And it might be fatal, grave, you might not come back from it. So just appreciate life a little more and appreciate, you know, the mistakes we make and try to learn from them, and instead of trying to devalue them and think that everything we do is supposed to be right, because that's what America is teaching us now. If you break the law, this happens. And they got this thing right now that's holding every black man down. It's called probation and a record. I'm still getting looked at from a sticky hand shoplifting 15-year-old to I'm a grown man now. You know, it's like it don't make no sense. It's like I had to go through these trials and tribulations without a father, without the guidance, but with y'all telling me on paper what's right and what's this. So okay, well I just try not to do it again. How about that? But it just ain't that simple. You can't make it that trivial and that it doesn't matter when all right, let's just put it in a box. We already know we separated from America. But we gotta learn their system too, man. We can't keep falling victim to the same thing, you know. We can't keep falling victim to the same thing.
Let me ask you one question real quick, not to interrupt you, because you're on a roll, and I love your spirit as well.
Appreciate it.
But what's your age? Because again,
I'm 25.
a lot of people need to know.
1991.
Okay.
A lot of people need to know the age, and the reason I say the age is not trivial, but it's something important, is because we trying to reach everyone.
Yes.
You know, a lot of I'm older, but it's not about my age. It's about who I'm trying to reach. I'm reaching all ages.
I mean, I can reach some of the people that's in the trap houses right now, looking at the scales and hoping that it's gonna pay some bills. I can look at them people clicking online, hoping they food stamp renew there. You know, I can look on people that need a blunt right now. You know, I can reach out to everything. You know,
those people
that's
need to be reached.
What?
Right
I
now,
might be
that's
one of them,
really
but those
everybody
people need to be reached.
that's around, and it's only people we hear about is the working class and the people that's really contributed. But shit, it's a whole bunch of us in the middle. You know,
let me give you a scale, because in this conversation, I guess my goal is that you see more of your own potential. That several weeks ago we had a gentleman running for mayor right here in the studio. First black to ever run for mayor. The youngest, right? The youngest man, the youngest person to ever run for mayor. You know how old he was?
Oh,
25.
you know what? Bar Talk Radio. That's a privilege. That's what's up.
Right. But my saying is that you can be a mayor too. You know, the words that you're speaking right now are very political. You know what I mean? They change policy, they change rules, they change laws, and laws manifest the freedom of life and the joy of life and the peace of life. And so you gotta use your power and your gift to change laws and rules and policy. You can go in the trap and you can tell that message. You can go, you know, love up on families. You can go, you know, talk to whoever you might talk to and help them. But until you can change the lay of the land, you won't change the future for a greater people. And so I inspire you to reach for more education and reach to get involved in a system. It may not be political, but reach to get involved in a system that makes a difference, because your voice needs to be heard.
Because you're powerful.
I'm flattered. Thank you.
Not just be flattered.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Take this as just as a stepping stone to many things that's open to you.
I took
That's
that
why
as
I
actually
opened
a level of new confidence where actually
Wow.
people want to actually say these first remarks about my thing or the thing that I got going on, you know, because that started with a blank piece of paper. So, I mean, obviously I'm proud of it, but for me to actually say it and then, you know, live it, you know, on the same note that it's different, especially in today's world. It's like my attire is just all off. Like, you know, you got the legs, you got the arms and everything else, but your legs is from the 80s, you know, your soul is from the 70s, you look like you from the 90s, you don't know what you is, you know what I'm saying? So it plays a part on your image and how you supposed to perceive yourself as a man. Do you want to be stern or do you want to be, you know, honest with people? You know, some people say honest people nowadays, not honest people, but just people are pushovers. Like, oh, okay, you can have it. You know, a lot of people aren't like that. Like, well, no, we bought that truck and he can't have it. You know, it's just that simple. It's not about unity. It's not about community. It's all about money, Jackson, Benji, and 50s and 20s. That's it.
That's the perception. That is the perception.
We're living for that instead of actually trying to unite and find out who the hell our neighbor is. I still don't know a couple of mine.
Yeah. and listen, nothing wrong to go say, hey, I'm your boy. You don't know me, but you know, you need somebody to help you carry the groceries up the stairs or get you some cold water.
You gotta come all the way to Dallas for that, but yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you,
We
man.
appreciate you for being here. Yeah. Proud of you, man. Proud of you, man.
You're good, man. You're
Yeah,
good.
that's fabulous. That's fabulous, man.
Man, so now you see why we're doing what we're doing,
Yeah.
Craft.
Yeah.
My mom was able to be a part of it and sit in and listen. And again, we was like, what kind of people are we trying to reach? It's in the power of who are you talking to.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm over the mic, so I can't tell me people is going to listen.
Right.
But this young man sat down with me. If you don't start a conversation with somebody, how can you change somebody? How can you impact somebody?
You can't.
How can you ever become a motivational speaker when you ain't even speaking to anybody?
Right.
Just to get in front of somebody and speak words without being a person that can do it all the time, I like to say, I challenge you to do more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 2017. Because whatever you did in 16 is about to end. Okay? New dash, new goals. And I say, sit with everyone. Quit playing around with the ones right next to you and start messing with the ones that you're not sitting right next to.
Right.
Let's make a change to the game. Because this man just sat here. I didn't know his skills, his level. But who's going to take the opportunity to give a person a chance until you open up and allow a person? Because everybody has a perception that everybody's wrong or we can't do right. Well, quit judging and start asking. And I was blessed because he asked me. And I thought that was the most powerful things because he picked up my card and not just took my card and stuck it in his pocket. He came and asked me questions. He was like, what do this mean? Why? Motivational speaker of what? And that's what I love about because he's inquiring. So that's a person that's seeking knowledge. So why shoot him away when that's what I should be doing?
And I'm going to tell you, just, this is kind of a side note, Jay, but you know, we talk a lot about judging people by their cover. You know, judging a book by its cover. And I'm going to tell you folks, and you know, I may need to just say it, you know, I'm going to tell you white folks that you need to pay attention to what's going on underneath the surface of the people you're talking to. Because you might see a guy with his hat turned backwards and his jeans dropped, but he can program your computer. Or he can help teach. He can help teach your children. He's writing books on politics and ethics and agriculture. I mean, there's a lot of talent going on beneath the surface. I had a guy come in the dealership a couple of days ago, and he had dreads and a drop. You know what I'm saying? He was looking kind of gangster, you know. But I sat him down, understood his needs. You know, he want to buy a $70,000 car. He make $250,000 a year programming computers. And you'd never see that from the surface. until you sit down and talk to them. And when I sat down and talked to them, it was nothing but love. And of course, you know, I got to get that car sale done.
What?
You know?
So
But,
wait. Where they got to go to get that car sale again?
Jim Ellis Chevrolet.
There it is. That's that plug.
Yeah,
we still do that up in here.
I'll take that.
We still do that up in here.
But yeah, you gotta talk to people, man. You gotta get to know who people are. And I meet a lot of great people, man. People who you look at them and you say, hey, you look like Bubba and look like Sarah. And, you know, next thing you know, they're giving me advice on my kids. And next thing you know, they're telling me where opportunities may be. They're sending customers to me to help me develop my business. We gotta get back to caring.
I'm going to tell you all day. I like that. And I'm going to go back to an analogy of my own, being in the waste industry for a long time, and not waste industry as in waste industry company, but I was with Waste Management for 21 years, Advanced Disposal, and I've been a manager for many of the years that I've been working for both companies. And I went on site and met with construction workers about issues that was going on. And the funny thing is because of my color, the first thing they asked me for was send me your boss. I was the boss because the driver gave me the complaint. So he got me. But he didn't recognize me because he judged me by color. And I came like E.T. as a friend. And I was just giving the facts.
E.T., I like that.
Oh, yes. Because I wasn't meaning no harm. I'm coming to see what we can resolve. But you look at me and you judge me. And I didn't judge you. But I asked for you.
Right.
But you didn't ask for me until you felt I wasn't going to give you what you want. Now you want somebody over me. Which I would give you the next person that's above me. But the bottom line is you got to come back to me. So real power is in understanding, level of command. And one of the things I like to say is we're losing respect for one another. And we're judging and we're not respectfully talking. You're just telling. And guess what? All that don't always work. But I will say one thing today, please, for black young men, because of the police situation that's going on, please do not believe you can fight them on the street.
That's right.
Please, 2016 to 17, let's stop some of that. The disrespect and trying to put people down because of what we've been seeing on TV does not justify our bad behavior and make us feel like because of what they did in the past, we can just brutalize them on the street. So hold on. And please understand, I'm not saying they're totally in the right. I am saying when you mess with them on a dark road and you coming out with aggression, you're amplifying situations that I don't want to see. Because again, enough of us have fell victim to things that doesn't happen. But I will say, let's get better. And in getting better, we got a countdown going right now.
2 minutes and 13 seconds to
And
the
we
new
ain't
year,
got
folks.
too much longer to go. And we popping bottles here. This is Bar Talk with Jay. So again, I'm not condoning everybody be out there drinking, but I will say please be responsible. Again, here in Atlanta, Powder Springs, Cobb County, and Fulton County, please be safe out there. Please drink responsible, because bottom line is the police is not playing. Just to let y'all know, this is done at my house. Okay, I ain't going nowhere, so I don't need nobody sitting out there tripping.
Right.
But please be responsible, because we're trying to be very responsible. But yeah, I'm about to pop this bottle. I want y'all to know that. So keep that countdown going. Let me know that.
We got a minute and 29 seconds going on. I just want to say a special Happy New Year to everyone listening. Wishing you all the best for your families, all the best for your businesses, staying healthy, and this is going to be a great year for everyone. So let's stay focused and stay encouraged, and make sure that you stay in love, mostly with yourself.
Did you say love?
I said love, Jay.
That man said love,
We
y'all.
down to 55 seconds, getting ready to count it down.
Keep it counting. I'm right here with you now.
Let's see Jay over there getting ready to pop the bottle.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
why I
the
like
bottle.
him so much. Yeah. 40
Get it
seconds.
twisted.
And we're going to close the show here with the new year. Unless you wanna keep going, Jay.
Man, we gonna close it out after we do these toasts and
Okay.
hold this champagne.
We got 30 seconds. Getting ready to. I don't know if we gonna make it, Jay.
We gonna what? All I need
It's
to
20
do.
seconds.
All I do is pop the cork.
Well, pop that cork.
I gotta do it most of the time now.
All right. It's
At least at
15
10.
seconds.
You know, this is a pop.
Here we go,
Go to
folks.
Weasel, baby.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Happy New Year, everyone.
This is what we do. I'm the bartender tonight, y'all.
Listen, the East Coast is celebrating 2017. We are the first ones in America to do so. And listen, my dad gonna call me in about an hour and say Happy New Year, Junior. he in Florida on Central Standard Time, you know. So Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, everybody.
2017
2017.
is here. It's here to stay for a whole year.
We here to do the thing.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate my mom for taking the time to come down to sit in on my show. This is the first show she sat in on.
This is the first show.
The very first show.
Yes.
My mom said
Yes.
2 hours too long to be sitting, baby.
Listen.
My mom said, how long? I can sit without.
I don't know if I could have said some of the stuff I said before if she'd have been sitting here.
Well, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
Thank the
No,
Lord.
we talking about some crazy stuff, Jay.
We still talking about some crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely, man.
But
Absolutely.
she do get to hear the show a lot.
Mhm.
She know my heart, and I think that's why she sat in, is because she didn't ask. She never asked her,
Mhm.
but she know where I'm at,
Right.
and that's where I want to make sure we starting to know other people. Just like she know me, my message is to go out and know other people, and it'll make her proud. And it's
Absolutely.
already making me proud because I sat today and I got to know one. And I want to know how many more people I get to sit and meet. Because my mom already saying, baby, you know a lot of people. You bring a lot of people to the house now, baby. I kind of don't be knowing the people now, baby.
I want to talk to you about
My
that.
mama
Mama.
like, Lord have mercy.
I know of a few
But
people.
I can say all day long, she gave me the power to want to meet and know new people, but you helped me learn that everybody's not good for me. Everybody I meet will not probably stay in my circle. But guess what? God had it where I can still love. It might not be up close. But guess what? Take the time to know. Because if we're going to make an impact in this world, you got to know who you're talking to.
Absolutely.
And reflect to. And like I said, you helped me with that, and my mom did too. And blessings to all y'all, because again, with y'all help, and again with the fans that listen, and again, this is for 2017.
Yes.
A new beginning, and again, when it comes to new beginning, it's new mindset. So please, take the time to start caring in 2017. That's the only thing I ask for. Okay? Can I get a toast to that?
And you can get a
Can we
toast to
get
that, Jay. Absolutely.
I mean, most people say living. Let's just get back to caring.
Absolutely.
Get back to caring.
Get back to caring.
Get back to caring.
Happy New Year, folks.
Happy New Year.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Happy New Year.
We out. And again, before, I gotta play my thing now. Rock, don't cut me yet now. Don't cut me yet.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.